David Schwimmer is best known as Ross from Friends, of course, but most recently for his Emmy-nominated role on the acclaimed series The People vs. O.J. Simpson. But this morning, he's here to talk about a new series of PSAs that he's produced to raise awareness about sexual harassment. And Schwimmer stars in one of them. Take a look.
You're amazing.
Oh, thanks, my dear.
Oh, really, you're very sweet. I just want you to know that I really believe in you, you know? These are cool. Did you, what did you...
David Schwimmer, good morning.
Good morning.
I just was thinking, we know you in so many different ways, and it feels unusual, a project that we wouldn't necessarily expect, but then again, why not? You produced these 6 videos. Why was it important to you?
Yeah, these 6 short films we felt, I really did them with a bunch of friends, because we felt, given the current climate right now where women and their advocates are fighting for basic human and civil rights, we just felt like we needed to put a face on what sexual harassment actually is. So these are 6 different forms of sexual harassment that we felt would help empower people to really understand like what it is and to recognize it and then to speak out against it. So.
Yeah, I watched them and it struck me, the camera never blinks.
Right.
And you just sit there and you watch these scenarios unfold and there's no cuts. It's just a scene.
Right, you're kind of like a fly on the wall and you're right, it doesn't allow you to blink or like look away. The camera just stays
get away
on.
From the discomfort. Like, next scene, you're just sitting there soaking in it. Was that kind of the point, to make people feel that discomfort? Absolutely.
Well, the point really is to move people, and for people to understand and to recognize, men and women, no matter what their religious or political beliefs. I mean, this is not a partisan issue. This is all women in this country. And we just wanted to put a face on it and kind of explicitly state that it's not acceptable. And in order to do that, you have to know what it is. You have to be able to recognize it when you yourself are being harassed or when your friend is or a coworker. You have to be able to recognize it and then be able to speak out against it.
These are just coming out, so you're just starting to get reaction, but I know you'd shown them to a few people. And there was an interesting distinction between what female viewers of these videos, what they took away from it, versus some of your male colleagues or guy friends who saw it. What did you notice?
Well, I think men and women will have a profoundly different experience watching these films. I think women, from what we've seen and heard so far, a lot of women watch these and recognize or realize that, oh my God, when I had that one doctor exam with a doctor I didn't know, that I was being harassed in that moment. And so, in fact, my own mom, like my mom was a young lawyer in California in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and I grew up with countless stories of her being sexually harassed. But I sent her these films, and that's the first time she told me that she had been harassed by her doctor, sexually harassed by her doctor, and also told me that my sister, as a young girl, was also sexually harassed by her doctor. So anyway, I'm not saying all doctors are bad, quite the opposite, but hopefully these films will really, we just want to inspire discussion, really.
I thought it was interesting, I read that when you talked to our producer, that some male friends of yours would say, gosh, I don't know, now I'm going back in my history. Did I ever do some of this stuff really not thinking much of it?
Yeah, I think men will have that experience. So they will think back or they'll think about their current behavior in the workplace. And in fact, a buddy of mine who, one of the actors in the films he's one of the good guys, he's pretty aware, but he realized that when on a TV set, he'll maybe give a hug to, one of the women on the crew or in the wardrobe department or makeup, that, hey, as a hug goodbye or good work, but he doesn't do that to the guys. And so he suddenly realized, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe I should just say thank you, and good work and not do the hug, because it's also about power, and because he's a star and they're, kind of below the line, there's often, as we find, this is really about the dynamic of power, an employer-employee, and there's a lot of fear of speaking up or retaliation, as we're well aware of. So.
Well, it's a really good way to kind of have a springboard for conversation and reflection and thought. And David, thank you so much. How can people see the videos if they want to see them?
Well, they could go to our official Facebook page, which is #That'sHarassment. That's one way. Cosmo's doing a piece, a different interview from different members of the cast every day, and focusing or highlighting one of the films every day this week. So yeah, we've got some great partners at Hearst.
Okay, great. And you have some great actors as well. David, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.